If not you, then who? If not now, then when? I could not sleep at nights. There's a fire inside of me, it's burning all the time.
Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Rebecca and I'm the Vegan Pixie Warrior. Today I'm going to be showing you an interview I did back in September with an amazing animal rights activist from India called Aprajita. She's based in Mumbai, but she's originally from Jabalpur. So I hope you enjoy the video and I hope it inspires you to get active, and maybe if you're in India you can reach out to her and try and get involved. Hi there Aprajita, thank you for coming and joining me today on my YouTube channel. How are you today?
I'm feeling great, Rebecca. I'm so looking forward to this meeting, and yes, good to start.
Good. Hopefully we can inspire some people in your area to get active and reach out to you with this interview today. So can I ask, how long have you been vegan and what made you go vegan?
So yeah, I became vegan around 2 years now, and it was just an instance. I saw a video on YouTube, like one of the PETA's video about dairy cruelty, and I remember that I could not watch it completely, and I literally cried, and I said that, this is the moment, like right now, not tomorrow, not day after tomorrow, right now I have to change it, because I was I had a lot of love with cheese and dairy, but nothing, I think nothing can be comparable with the suffering and the taste. There is no comparison, because the video I saw was horrible, and it's so horrifying. After that, it was really hard for me to watch anything which comes on YouTube showing the cruelty about for the animals, especially dairy. And and that the moment I changed. In the very next day, I quit everything. I called my friend. He was vegan, and I'll tell about him as well, that he never asked me to go vegan. He was around me, and he used to talk to people, and I used to listen to it.
Sowing seeds because you were hearing the conversations, right? Yeah, he
Yeah,
made you think about it. There seems to be a running theme in all my interviews so far. I've only done a few, but everybody had the same. It's dairy. Dairy's the trigger. Dairy was the trigger for me, watching a calf being taken from its mother. That's what made me make the decision to go vegan. It's so funny how that seems to be the running story for every vegan I've spoken to so far.
Yeah.
And whereabouts are you based?
I'm basically from Jabalpur. It's in Madhya Pradesh, and 2 years ago I shifted to Mumbai due to my job, and so for that reason.
I have my grandparents had holiday homes in Jabalpur, so it's somewhere I've always wanted to go. So it's a small world.
Please, yeah, you should come. Please do come.
I'm desperate to go back to India as soon as these restrictions are lifted. Me and my husband are planning a trip back to India because it's the first place we want to go, definitely. When did you first become active, and what activism was it that you did the first time?
First time, the same friend, I asked him more about it, and he said that you should join some local group. He suggested me. So I found it out through one of the mutual friends, that there is one group of people who used to do outreaches in Mumbai. So I went there, I joined them, and it was pretty good. I get to learn more about it, when you see people talking to non-vegans, and how what answers they give when people ask a lot of different questions. So it was really informative for me and enlightening, I would say. And that made me go into it more deeper and deeper, and slowly understand everything. And it took around a month, I would say, because I needed a time to observe the whole situation and prepare myself as an activist. So I used to keep quiet and see what people are doing, and okay, what to answer if people ask this question, and then read some more things about it. So yeah, I mean, maybe after a month, and it was around, I would say, in 2018, Oc- November and October, I would say, between these 2 months, I got reactive.
It was about the same time as me. I became active in September 2018 when I first became active. So it was quite quick then. So you went vegan and you became active quite quickly.
Yeah, because I would also like to mention one thing, that I was already in social work. I used to, when I was in Jabalpur, I used to do counseling for, like family counseling, and uh, people who are the survivor of harassments. And, I was doing my master's in social work and counseling, basically. So I I got, I understood somewhere, what oppression is, and how we feel, how someone feels when they are oppressed. So I think that took me into it, and I, uh, it was easy for me to understand the whole concept, because it's not about it's not just, human species are different than animals. It's all same. And uh, we all feel pain and we all suffer. So it, you know in reality, i I experienced it when I witnessed it,
Yeah.
basically. so
And then
so
you
I
just connected
applied.
that with the animals
Yeah,
and it's the same. Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so it was like, the same thing, but it just changed. Like, before I was speaking for humans, and now I'm speaking for animals.
That's amazing. And I've heard so many good things. We've got a mutual friend in the UK who actually lives down the road from me. So Josephine, and she's told me about the wonderful work that you do. So I've heard a lot of good things about you and what an amazing activist you are. So she speaks very
Thank you,
highly of
Ravi.
you. Did you have any
I think,
blocks? Did you have any blocks, like anything stopping you from becoming active? Anxiety or?
I would say that I was never a non-vegetarian before. So when we go to vigils, because it's our responsibility to make, show the true, reality, and the true world to the people. So during that time, I witnessed that, when I used to take non-vegans with me, or the transitioning vegans with me to the vigils, it was really hard for me, because at that moment, I somewhere, have to be like strong, because I have to look after everyone. And if they feel um, sad, and maybe afraid, and anxious, so I have to console them. So somewhere I have to stay strong, and things are going inside me, and I have to control it. And then when I come back home, it's like I have to, I used to cry, because it's really horrifying. Like, everything, every time we go to the vigil, whether it is a slaughterhouse, whether it is a, things happening in dairy, because here you might know that slaughterhouses are like completely open. You can see slaughtering happening all around. Like, just after 2 blocks or 3 blocks, the shops are there. So it's really, for at least I need a week to come out of it, and then
Yeah, I
yeah,
know. When I go to a vigil, I often come home and my husband will like run a bar for me, and I don't do anything. Like, even if I've got things to do, I'll just chill out and watch some stupid TV or read a book, and I just need absolutely nothing to happen, because to de-stress from the day and think about what you've seen and think about those animals, and kind of like a mourning period almost.
yeah, it's really hard, and I can feel you. Yeah.
Yeah. So what form of activism do you find that suits you best now, since you've been doing it for 2 years? What's do you get the most out of, and what do you find the most effective for you?
Personally, for me, I would say, I think education is the best activism what we can do, because and the most effective, I would say, because reaching out to youth are the one who will become a future activist. And we are, training them, and because they understand it, because they want to know things, they are open to learn and grasp things. They are always, okay, what's this, what's that. They have that, curiosity to what's going on. Okay, is it so? And they have that fearless power to speak about it. So I would say that um, workshops with the teenagers and also with the youth studying in colleges and doing masters, I think that's the best audience I would love to address. And I have seen a lot of you know uh, the revert from, like, if I'm speaking to them and they answer like quickly, and they become active.
Yeah.
So I think that's the best form of activism which I see is the effective one, and the workshops which really works, and uh, that creates more and more activists for animals, and voice for the animals, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. Like when I'm doing my street activism, the best conversations I have are with the teenagers. In fact, a few weeks ago, I had 4 teenagers. 2 of them weren't really interested, but one of them was quiet. So 2 of them were really talking to me, and one was just bored and he was trying to distract his friends to leave. But the 4th one was so quiet throughout the whole conversation, but he didn't take his eyes off the screen, and you could see that his brain was like thinking and turning over, and he really wanted to take a card away and look into it. So, sometimes it's the one that talks loads, and sometimes it's the ones that's really quiet. But yeah, I find that kids are the teenagers are the best ones to speak to, without a doubt. How do you fit your activism into your life? Because you have a full-time job, right?
I do. I'm working with Save as a full time, and I left my job because what was happening. Actually, I would say, I used to take a half day for the activism. I used to go, okay, sir, please let me go for, and my I would say my work and the result went down, and and my boss in my previous job, my boss became vegan because of me. I told him, it is so important, it is so important that we need to work for this. And he has seen that spark in my eyes, and he said, Aprajita, I would really suggest you should do full-time activism, because every time I see you, you're talking with the people who are coming for interviews, you're talking with them about veganism. Because I was the HR head in my company, and the CEO told me that you are very good at that, and I somewhere wanted to talk about veganism to everyone I meet. It was that in me. So what I made out is, while taking interviews of people, whether they are coming for videography, whether they are coming for teaching, whatever job, I used to ask one last question in the interview list, that um, what do you think about animals? Like, do you think eating meat is necessary? What are your thoughts on that? And then there, from that, conversation starts. And then I used to tell them about, do you know about veganism? And people are really receptive. And many people I met there, they went vegan. And also at the same time, they asked me counter questions. Okay, what is it, and I would like to know more about it. So whether they are selected or not, and I was doing this, and my boss came to know, and he was really laughing at me. He said, I can completely understand what you are going through. And I said, I can't resist it. It's just coming out, and I can't do anything. So slowly, after he understood it, that I won't be able to focus on my HR thing, like, properly. So I myself went and said, sir, I would like to do this full time. As soon as I see an opportunity that I can work with an organization as full time, I would quit my job. So I gave my notice a month ago when I joined Save, and I would say it was a life-changing experience with Save, because I learned more and more and more each and every day. And I met beautiful people like Josephine and others. So I learned, like, it was such an exposure to a lot of people all across the world. And you get to learn each and everything. I mean, like, from each and every person you meet in meetings, and the thoughts you get to hear, they're just amazing.
Yeah, that's one thing I love about activism, is learning from other activists. it's one of my favorite things, like learning from them and what they have to share. And like we said before, the interview, the things I've learned from Josephine is to have more compassion, more patience, more kindness. That's definitely what she's taught me. So what's your role at Save?
Previously, when I joined Save, I was country liaison. I was looking after India as a liaison, and then after 6 months, I became a regional liaison for Asia. So right now, I'm looking for 3 countries which are pretty active in Asia: Sri Lanka, Nepal, and India. So yeah, I mean, we just started over there in Nepal, and it's going pretty good now. They also started after COVID properly. And in Sri Lanka, yeah, we are just moving ahead after COVID, starting newly. And yeah, we are really looking forward to do more towards South Korea and Hong Kong, all these cities.
Is there any form of support with Save for activists?
Yeah, sure. We have activist support group, and we help activists during, after the vigil. It is very traumatizing for most of the activists to help them, and we get, they get counselings, and we have a Facebook page and Instagram account. So we keep posting things. We are very active at that, and yeah, through that we help activists.
Brilliant. That's good to know. It's good to know there's support out there. Brilliant. So if anyone wants to get in touch with you in these places, they can just drop you an email, or is there like a website or something?
Yeah, they can drop me an email anywhere, anytime, and I have my numbers everywhere. So yeah, I mean, there's a web email ID for the Save Movement Starter chapter. People get it on the Save website, so they can, when they directly write an email and it's from Asia, I reply to them.
Okay, brilliant. I'll pop the link in the description and your email in the description at the bottom so that people can find that. That's great. And how do you advertise your events when they start up again, obviously, when COVID's finished?
So generally, what we do is we create events on Facebook, we share it on Instagram, and we generally do this. And if there is something, we haven't done yet, but we are really planning to do something huge, big. So that we are planning to give it on newspaper, so that more and more people can join. So there is a project which we are working right now. So maybe when COVID thing will slow down and we can go out, we are surely going to put it up.
And what would you say to other vegans that aren't active, and why it's important to be active for the animals?
I would say one line, that if not you, then who? If not now, then when? Because this is something, suppose if somebody, just imagine animals who are in line, standing to get slaughtered, and if someone I love is in that line, what would I do at that moment? What will be my reaction? So I think I want people to take this very seriously, because every second animals are dying, and we need to think about like this. Then only we will be able to do things properly. Because if we are like, I really understand we have a lot of work, we have a lot of priorities, and I completely get it, because there are many people out there who are, oppressed. They can't raise their voice for animals. It's our duty to help each other and strengthen them to speak for the animals. So I would, say, if you need help, come to me, come to us. We are going to help you, and we will fight for oppression together. So I think we need to think on this very seriously. So I would say that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm sure every vegan wants total animal liberation, and every vegan wants to see a vegan world. But if we're not active, then that's just going to take forever. And I'm in my mid-40s now, but I would really like to see a vegan world, or at least like an 80% vegan world before I pop my clogs and fly away. But and it's hard work, but it's worth it. It's rewarding when you know that you've got someone to change their mind and go away and be vegan.
Rebecca, we are going to do this before any of us die. I want to do it because you know, this thing, I could not sleep at nights. There's a fire inside of me. It's burning all the time. And whenever I think, because I've actually visited, I've seen these animals slaughtering right in front of my eyes, and whenever I recall it, I really get tears. I just wanted to end this right now. If I had a button to end something, I would just, you know, push it up and end it. We need to think each and every hour with the speed of animals dying every second. We need to think about it, like, you know, how to stop it, how to go to the solution, you know, think about the solution right now. If we are not like this, like, you know, like it's fire everywhere. We have to act right now. So we have to always have that, you know, thing going inside of us.
Passion.
So I think that then only we can do it. Otherwise, it's not possible. And we can always take the example of our, you know, past social justice movement. We can recall the feminist movement. We can recall, you know, the movement from the British movement in India, like how we got freedom. You know, the people could not sleep because we wanted to be free, just like animals. We were treated as like that. So we want to have the same fire within us to fight for it. Then only we are going to achieve it. Because I mean,
I agree with you 100%. You know, you look at all the social justice movements, and you know, I speak to people on the street going, oh, you know, you're just one, you know, I'm just one person, going vegan is not going to matter. I said, do you think that the suffragettes said that when they were fighting for the right to vote and fighting for women's lib? If they didn't get up and fight for it, then we wouldn't be where we are today. And there are still some countries around the world where women are sadly still massively oppressed. But, you know, there's a lot of countries where we are very, very lucky. And I thank my sisters, you know, in arms back 100 odd years ago for doing what they did, because I have my freedom. I can have like this non-feminine haircut and get away with it because of what they fought for. So, and I can vote, which I never would have been able to do. So
I could not agree more, Rebecca. You're absolutely right. I mean,
I agree. Yeah. Well, it's been lovely to talk to you, and you have not disappointed. Josephine everything she said about you was 100%, like, so lovely, and I hope that I can come over to India at some point in the next year and get to meet you.
You're always welcome at my house. Whenever you are in Mumbai or in Jabalpur, just let me know.
Yeah, I need to see more of it, because I've only seen a small part. So I think so Pune, and then Jaipur, and Mumbai. I've been to Mumbai. Thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoyed that video, and I hope she's given you some inspiration. All the links are in the description to how to get in contact with her and how to get involved in some animal rights activism in India. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, press like and share. I want to say a massive thank you to my Patreons who support me through my Patreon page. And if you enjoy my content and you want to support me in making more, then please check out my Patreon link below in the description. Thanks and bye.